And if you're
The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Detroit Pistons as they go up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, with a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. Shaq, with the regular season winding down, playoffs approaching, what's the difference in the locker room between a team that knows they're in the playoffs and a team that knows they won't make the playoffs?
Well, for teams on the outside looking in, it can be demoralizing. You have to find ways to stay motivated, and you got to embrace the spoiler role. Let's be the team that, no one really thinks they're going to get in. Let's spoil some plans for some people. Let's send some other people fishing instead of people sending us fishing.
Fishing season. But listen, I would say this. I think I missed the playoffs 1, 2, 3 times in my career.
There he goes talking about himself again.
But it never felt right. It never felt right.
When you weren't part of that?
No, you're missing a sense of optimism and excitement. And you know what they used to call me in high school, right?
Mr.
Excitement.
Mr. Excitement.
No
yeah,
question. So no question that the playoffs are where you want to be.
1,319.
What's that?
That's how many times he's talked about himself.
Okay. Well,
you can do that when you're Mr. Excitement.
No question. I was Mr. Excitement. And you know what else they used to call me?
Mrs. Excitement.
No. The gas station. You know why? Because I filled it up. 30 points a game.
Oh, wow. That's great. And then the jet was just an afterthought.
No, that's an afterthought.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
1,321.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. The Detroit Pistons come into this one after the win against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And in that game, guys, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Well, hard to dispute. They faced very little resistance. But still, you have to convert when given the opportunity, and they certainly did.
And before this game gets going, let's check out our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Stan Van Gundy. David.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
Thank you, David. There are some teams out of the playoffs at this point of the season. What are those teams looking to see, you think, in the final games of the regular year?
You know what surprises me is for coaches, and you know this to be a fact, it doesn't matter what the score is. They are always evaluating you as a player. There is no, quote, garbage time in a coach's mind because how hard are you working? Because to me, it's never about the score or the outcome. It's, am I playing with pride on every possession, particularly if you're a young player?
Great points. So the New York starting 5. Porzingis is the 4 with O'Quinn at the 5. Jennings out there with Lee, and it's Anthony in at the small forward position. The Pistons shooting their first free throw this game. And that one misses.
Well, the media capital of the world, New York City, or at least considered by many to be that. So the expectations and the intensity of scrutiny on the Knicks is always high. It puts a lot of pressure on this organization to field a winner.
Now here's Jackson. And it's Prez, top of the key. And O'Quinn sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. So it's the Pistons now, and Drummond kicks to Caldwell Pope. And it's in there.
A strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Yeah, he's playing with some energy here early. Let's see if he stays aggressive and continues to attack the 10.
Now here's Lee. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game.
Now Caldwell Pope following the miss by Brandon Jennings from deep. Here's the screen, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And the idea of setting a screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Lee kicks to Anthony. Back to Lee. Outside Jennings. Anthony in the corner. Porzingis with a screen on Harris. And that one's good, Anthony.
Melo just doing what he does best right there, a pure scorer.
Pistons have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Caldwell Pope outside. He dishes it to Prez. Here's Drummond. Nice D from Porzingis.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Anthony, the pass to O'Quinn, fires the 3. That one, no good. Great D that time from Prez. Here's Harris. Misses the 3. The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Anthony dishes to Jennings. Lee kicks to Jennings. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one drops.
Now you think about Jeff Hornacek's reputation as a coach. He runs a modern offense, likes to get his guys out and running in transition, and he's going to spread the floor with players that can drive and shoot and have no problem letting it fly from deep. That's fun.
Now here is Harris. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Porzingis with the steal. Caldwell Pope against Lee. And O'Quinn kicks to Porzingis. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. For all our viewers that remember just how Hornacek was as a player, the way he designs and executes his offense makes a lot of sense.
It sure does, Kevin, because Hornacek, the player, was a dead-eye shooter who could punish you if you left him open. And his style is something that seems to be the remedy to what the Knicks were too prone to doing in recent years. Long twos and not capitalizing in transition.
Drummond's gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Jennings kicks to Lee. It's back to Jennings. Anthony up on top. Shot clock at 6. And again, it's New York.
Yeah, well, when Melo is locked in, it really doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do short of fouling him that's going to disrupt his rhythm.
Harris passes to Prez. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Prez has got his first bucket of the night. The Knicks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Jennings kicks to Porzingis and stolen by Drummond. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Prez. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And how about the precision there of Prez, keeping his balance and getting the shot off despite the obvious contact.
Pistons have started out 0 of 1 from the line, missing their only other attempt earlier. Knicks trail by 3. Jennings kicks to Lee. To the paint. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Lee.
You know, Porzingis' size obviously will make him a threat at the...
Come on, let's go. Let's go now.
Porzingis was roundly booed by Knicks fans when he was taken with the 4th overall pick, but that's ancient history now. I think everyone realizes the talent this young guy possesses.
Now here's Prez. He's coming off a 31-point game against Cleveland.
And when you look at the number of assists he had, you can tell how cognizant he was of wanting to involve his guys throughout the game.
Here's Porzingis. They trail by 1. O'Quinn, and it's good. Off through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, if you've got size and length, you might as well put it to use as O'Quinn did there to get that rebound.
A different look here for Detroit. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Ish Smith in for Jackson. Now here's Johnson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. And now in transition is Lee. Here we go. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Detroit making a switch here. Morris is checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Bennett's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And so many former players do go into broadcasting after their playing days. And Doris, when did you know that was a possibility for you?
Well, I fell into this business, Kevin. Make no mistake, because I'll tell you, I had it all going on in college. Bad hair, bad clothes, bad teeth, you name it. Only thing I cared about in college was whether my jumper could match my dribble drive.
But you made the great transformation.
I'll tell you, I fell into it. I left coaching at Providence, and they put their games on radio and said, hey, why don't you give this a try? And little by little, sure, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, and next thing you know, I'm calling NBA games.
And we know coaches are so prepared. It comes out in your broadcast. I'm sure you have the same mindset toward broadcast that you did coaching.
Well, I think, you know, if you're going to have any kind of success in life, it's about how much are you willing to pour into what you do. And because the game has always meant so much to me, you know how it is. We don't consider what we do work.
Right.
Preparation is fun. Watching games is fun. Calling games is fun.
Well, it comes out in your broadcast. And stolen by Jennings. Over in the corner, Lee. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Lee's got his first basket.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
I'll tell you, what a battle. Neither team giving an inch. The lead changing hands back and forth.
Morris. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Lee out there with Jennings. And it's O'Quinn in at center. Jackson dishes to Prez. Second chance shot. And there's the nice layup by Drummond. Drummond's got 6 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Cavaliers lit up the floor. He ended up with 31 points, and there really wasn't much he could do to stop him. He shot it efficiently from both the floor and the foul line. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
David, thanks for the great update, and what a jaw-dropping performance that was, guys.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, he's given himself a hard act to follow here tonight.
Well, when you dominate the way he did, it becomes expected of you, and there's some pressure where that is concerned. He knows he's up to it.
New York's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Porzingis inside, and he misses the go-ahead basket.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Another miss by Caldwell Pope.
Boy, very surprising he flanked that one. Everybody in the building thought that was down.
That puts them in the lead. 7 points in the game.
You know, and that was a nice find by KP. Saw the open man. He was on time, on target with the pass. Perfect.
Prez kicks to Caldwell Pope. Outside Jackson. Unloads from 13. Nice jump shot. Good. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. To the inside. Porzingis passes to Carmelo. Unloads from 13. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Jackson kicks to Prez. Back to Jackson. Prez dishes to Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
And with Prez, you get it all. Outstanding passes to his guys who have clean looks at the basket.
And here is Lee. He's got 7. Down low. Porzingis passes to Jennings. And he banks in the layup. Jennings has got 5. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Caldwell Pope outside. The feed to Prez. Kicks it to Drummond. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Anthony. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, no surprise to see the hoop and the harm. Melo with the beautiful touch. You know, Melo is just so gifted with that mid-range game. There are just so many ways he can hurt you, and he's comfortable with any look.
Now here's Prez. He's got 8, and it's good for 2. Drummond's got 4 points in the quarter.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Porzingis, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. With Melodores in his mid-range game, you could still say that he is the best in the business when it comes down to it.
Oh, Kev, no doubt about it. I think he has a great claim to that title. You know, you think about his ability to attack in so many ways, just makes him impossible to defend out there. And now you add that slim-down physique, and he's even quicker on the perimeter.
Now here's Jackson. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Prez, no good. Lee against Caldwell Pope. Jennings kicks to Lee. It's back to Jennings. Shot clock at 5. Stolen by Jackson. Plays it in off the breakaway. Jackson's got his second bucket. The Knicks have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Lee kicks to O'Quinn. They get a hand on it. Jennings passes to Porzingis. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
High quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
He didn't look comfortable going up, but he knew it was a good look. Had to take it.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. And a different look here for the Pistons. Hill, he's checked in. In a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Knicks lead by 3. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
All right, come on, guys. Shake it off. Defense, guys, defense. Melo was killing us out there. He cannot touch the ball. You hear me? I want us to deny him the basketball. Work hard and stay on top of him. Pressure's on them, gentlemen. Make them earn every single point.
And welcome back to the Motor City with a look at the giant fist of Detroit legend Joe Louis. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Well, there are very few defenders who can check him one-on-one, and in fact, collectively, he's a challenge for defenses.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Prez out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Harris in at the small forward. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Of course, you've covered the game at so many levels, be it women's basketball, men's college, men's pro. And your view, how significant are the differences in the game from one level to the other?
Yeah, I think that the gap is significant. Vastly different games. I like to say I cover 3 different sports, even though they all are only basketball. Women's basketball is at an entirely different point in its history. To me, the college men's game, you know, the skill level is there, and increasingly it's getting better. But not on the floor at any one point are 5 guys, all of whom have the athleticism or the skill set to make it to the NBA. What's striking to me about the NBA is on any given trip up the floor, and in all likelihood on the vast majority of them, you're going to see something special.
That is so true. Here's Jennings following the score by Reggie Jackson.
That was an extremely weak screen. I mean, he clearly didn't want to sacrifice his body right there.
Prez dishes to Harris. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
You know, I think in his mind he was already going in the other direction, but you have to make the play first.
Here's Drummond. He nails it, and we're tied up. Drummond's got 10.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
I think defensively they've got to get their heads in the game. Judging by that play, they've come out of the locker room a little lethargic.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office, and that led him to Detroit. Well, the Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists he had to do it over again. This is exactly where I'd want to be. Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, D.A., and after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time he holds the cards. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
You know, Kristaps Porzingis is an impressive athlete with perimeter skills, and at 7'2". I know his build has been slender, and that's a bit of a concern, but he's staying in the weight room trying to fill that frame out.
Now here is Harris. 6 points for him. It's tipped. Goes up with the stripe. Again, the Pistons score.
Really second half start. 4 for 4 from the field. Can't ask for any better.
Jackson against Jennings. They set the pick. He feeds it to O'Quinn, and it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Jackson. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Anthony's shot is off.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Prez kicks to Caldwell Pope. For the lead. No good on that one. Good D by Lee.
And punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
You know, true. He got to the spot where there's nothing a defender could do to stop him.
Now here's Prez. 10 points for him. Jackson passes to Prez. Back to Jackson. Clock at 6. To the middle. The Knicks leading by 4. Jennings dishes to Anthony. It's back to Jennings. Now the pass to Porzingis. Here's O'Quinn. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, Kyle O'Quinn, he wasn't a well-known player in college, but he was a find in that second round of the draft. Whenever you have a player with his size and ability to eat up space in the middle, he's going to find a place on the roster.
And New York making a change here. Johnson's checked in.
What we have watched these first few seasons of his career is a steady improvement at the line for O'Quinn. He is showing he can knock them down consistently.
Knicks with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Size is something that teams will always look to acquire and find time for, and Doris O'Quinn fits that bill in a big way.
Yeah, Kev, it's not easy to find a player of O'Quinn's size that has as soft a touch as he does. He can can step outside, pull out his defender, freeing up the middle for his team. A very easy shooting motion on O'Quinn. He looks very comfortable from the three-point line.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. Stolen by O'Quinn.
Just been really inefficient. 5 turnovers. You know, it's as if he's playing for the other team. As hot as he's been this quarter.
No easy buckets now. Hustle up. Listen, I want to focus on shutting down Porzingis, okay? I want our best defender matched up with him.
And show you night in and night out that kind of toughness.
Well, the guy I marvel at in terms of the ferocity with which he plays is Russell Westbrook. And I don't think I've ever seen that dynamic a player at the lead guard position. The athleticism, the ability when he gets to the rack, they're just like, I mean, it's an assault on the rim.
Confidence, too. I mean, your confidence has got to be just boundless, don't you think?
I mean, to believe that you're the best player in the league. And I think it, to me, is his greatest attribute is his confidence.
I thought Jordan was about the toughest guy mentally and physically that I had ever seen. Wasn't the biggest, wasn't the strongest. But what he showed, I think, led his team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would agree with you on Michael. All time, that was the baddest man to ever do it. No doubt about it.
So it's the Pistons now, following the score by New York. Harris kicks to Caldwell Pope. Here's Prez, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Prez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
And here's Jennings outside. The shot comes out, and it's Detroit the other way. Maybe the Knicks during their last encounter in New York.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, that second unit was fantastic in the last meeting. They infused a ton of energy and, somewhat surprisingly, a lot of points production.
And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And how about that one-man fast break?
Boy, once he gets his hands on it, it's straight to the races, just the way it should be done.
Prez passes to Drummond. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Drummond's got 12.
And just great distribution there. Prez, a genius at working the ball to the open teammate.
Jennings kicks to Lee. Pass to Johnson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Knicks leading by 11, and New York looking at who they've got. Porzingis is the 4 with O'Quinn at the 5. Johnson is out there with Anthony, and it's Kuzminskas in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Kuzminskas. 5 to shoot. And here's Anthony from the arc. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
He's doing everything he can to help stretch this lead. He's working hard, converting at a high percentage of them. Nice.
Jackson dishes to Prez. He kicks it to Drummond. To the paint, Prez. And look at Prez there, just punishing the rim.
Oh, and you love the ferocity that Prez finished that playoff with. No layups for the big fella.
Porzingis passes to Johnson, and that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for New York. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Outside Anthony. 5 on the clock to the inside. Porzingis can't hit.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Here's Jackson, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Inside. Here's Porzingis. Rebound, Detroit. Prez kicks to Harris. Lets it go from the wing. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Just needs to take his time there. He had all the space in the world to shoot.
Anthony dishes to Jennings. Outside Anthony. To the paint. Some solid defense from Harris. Pistons trailed by 11. Jackson with it, and Jennings picks him up defensively.
Ill-advised shot there.
You know, I really expected him to swing that one back around.
New York, no good that time either.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Jackson. And the lead is down inside single digits.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
I mean, outstanding finish inside against a defender that basically towers over him.
Sink, and the shot from Porzingis.
Well, this is a clear case in point of where the comparison to Dirk Nowitzki is so apropos. Not many 7-footers with that kind of range. That's just terrific team basketball leading to a bucket. Great feed, better finish.
Jennings passes to Kuzminskis. Jennings against Jackson. They get the rebound. Here's O'Quinn, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And New York making a change here. Lee's checked in, and he's good on the second.
Get over here, guys. Hustle up. Let's talk. Listen, I want to focus.
And so far in this one,
He continues to burn them with his scoring. The coaching staff's going to have to come up with a different approach defensively.
now here's Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson. From 10 feet out. Second shot opportunity. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That free throw, no good. No luck that time either. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to Milwaukee. And a wide open look for Lee. And the Knicks miss again. Pistons trailed by 11. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
On defense, the Knicks is led by as many as 14 points. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. And that sends Reggie Jackson to the free throw line. It goes on Brandon Jennings. The Knicks leading by 8. Outside Anthony. Passes it to Porzingis. There's Lee with the 3. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Now here's Prez. Here's Drummond, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
There he is, showing off his low post skills. Go to work, young man.
Anthony with the bucket.
Now, just such a high percentage look, but with Melo, it's almost just a given. Tough to stop.
Prez kicks to Drummond. Pistons passing it around. One-on-one fast break. That's good from Jennings on the assist by Anthony. And 12 points for Brandon Jennings.
A room service assist to cap that possession. That pass was right on target.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
New York leading by 13. To the inside. Here's Porzingis. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Porzingis has got 5 points now this quarter. Caldwell Pope outside. At the elbow, it's Drummond. Here's Prez. Kept alive. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Gotta believe they'll hear about it in that next time out. They have to box out better.
Now here's Anthony. Almost, but it rolls out.
As soon as he caught it, the defense was in his grill. Really impressive.
From downtown, Prez, no good. New York's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Jennings kicks to Anthony. From 13, that falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Anthony's got 9 points now in just the second half. Here's Prez. From the arc. It's rebounded by New York. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game. Anthony dishes to Jennings. They double him with Drummond. Feeds it to Anthony. Back to Lee. And basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6.
Bring it in, guys. Let's shut him down now. Our execution has to
be the deciding factor. Here's Johnson. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Johnson outside. No one near Prez as he lets it go. No good with the triple.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
You know, clearly out of rhythm. He's pressing the issue right now. I'd like to see him get his teammates involved.
Now Anthony. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you later.